What's going on, guys? American here, and today I'm going to be ranking every single Super Saiyan transformation that exists in the Dragon Ball franchise. And I'm going to be ranking up from S tier to F tier, you already know. And let's just start from the first one, and we're going to start off with the base form. The base form is a solid place. I mean, there's nothing else special about it. It's just a nice base. And where else would I put it? Then a C tier. It's a nice middle ground, and that's a great starting point. Our first transformation is going to be the Great Ape form. And it's, as much as how cool it is, looking aesthetically, or how it looks pretty sick, but throughout the series they hardly used it or at all. I mean, there's no tail. I mean, that's how you transform. You need a tail to transform into the ape, and literally they don't have a tail. So just for that, I'm gonna have to bump it down to D tier. I would put in C tier, but D tier for usability and all that kind of stuff. So it's not the best. So we're gonna move on to D tier. Next up is Kaioken. Kaioken is the first transformation that Goku uses against Vegeta on their iconic fight, their first iconic fight. Yeah, I will put it in B tier. I'll put it in B tier. It's a nice looking transformation. It's got the red aura. It's nice to look at, and I don't know. It's just, for me personally, I think it looks pretty sick. So we're going to move on to the Super Saiyan transformation. And the Super Saiyan transformation is an immediate S tier. There's no questions about it. The first transformation that transforms the entire franchise moving on forward. The best transformation, the iconic one that everybody recognizes. And yeah, there's nothing else for me, much for me to say. And just to say, it's an S tier. Move on to Super Saiyan 2. Super Saiyan 2, I would put it in A tier. Gohan is the one that uses Super Saiyan 2, and it's the most iconic one, but I wouldn't consider it up in S tier, because we don't hardly see it anymore at all. Just for that, I'll bump it down to A tier. We're gonna move on to Super Saiyan 3. Super Saiyan 3, it's as much as iconic as it is, I wouldn't put it up there comparable to Super Saiyan 2. I don't know, it might be controversial. I would put it into B tier. As much as I hate to say it, it's not that useful. Otherwise, as we were first introduced, it was like the most sickest transformation throughout the Buu saga. But in Super, it's literally useless. No one uses that transformation. Goku's literally the only one, besides Gotenks, also uses it. But other than that, it's pretty useless, bulky, kind of slow. But other than that, I'll bump it down for B tier just for that. Next up is Super Saiyan 4, and if I'm going to be honest with you guys, I have not seen a single episode of Dragon Ball GT. I might have seen a couple, just for for researching for videos and all that kind of stuff. But other than that, I haven't seen how it works. I believe, as far as I remember, it's they use a machine that helps them grow their tail, and that it also boosts their ability to transform into a Super Saiyan 4. I don't know, but it's not canon. I gotta say it, just straight from the get-go, it's not canon, but it does look sick. So for you GT fans out there, I know there's a bunch of you guys out there that are GT fans, but personally for me, I'm not really a fan because I never was, and I never seen an episode. But if you guys let me know if it's worth watching. But other than that, people don't recommend me to watch it, even though I keep saying to other people that I don't watch GT, even though I never watched it myself. But just for that, I'll put it in B tier. B tier just because it's non-canon, but if it was canon, I'll bump it up to A tier, depending on how well they introduce it. But other than that, B tier. Next up is Super Saiyan God, and now I gotta say, Super Saiyan God, the red form, it's gotta be an A tier. When we first introduced it against Beerus, it's the sickest transformation. They got a whole ritual out there. They got, it's like something special. It has its own, its own magic into it. So I gotta put that in A tier just for that. What's also not an A tier is Super Saiyan God Blue. For that, I'm gonna have to bump it down to B tier. Maybe C tier, but I'll bump it down to B tier, because I don't even know what to say. It's just like, what the heck happened? We were first introduced Super Saiyan God, and then in the next movie we got Blue out of nowhere, just for that. Like, why we just for what? Just for me personally, I think it's just for Vegeta to keep up with Goku, because Goku access to the Super Saiyan God transformation in a more special ritual way, but then Vegeta's out there in the dust. So what can they do? Maybe they could, I guess they found an excuse to do that. I don't know. I could be wrong. I could be pulling something out of my butt. But other than that, for Super Saiyan God Blue, I'll put it in B tier. Moving on to Super Saiyan God Blue Kaioken. This form is from 2 transformations to 1. and this is only used by Goku against Hit, and I don't remember if he uses anymore anything else on another fight, as far as I can remember. But I think I'm gonna have to put the multiplier in. I'll put a B tier. I'll also put that one in B tier. It's better. I'll put it higher than Super Saiyan God Blue, and yeah, it looks pretty pleasing to look at. Next up is Ultra Instinct. Ultra Instinct. Come on, guys. S tier. S tier. It's got his own theme song, the most iconic theme song whenever Goku unlocked the Ultra Instinct transformation, and it's been used throughout for many occasions. It can be used when someone, you know, did something cool, like something someone dodges, or just anything, because it's pretty iconic. As soon as you hear that song, you already know what's up. And just for that, S tier for Ultra Instinct. Next up is Ultra Ego, and this one is manga exclusive and Vegeta exclusive. From as far as I remember, Ultra Ego is more of a God of Destruction type of transformation rather than Ultra Instinct of being an angel type of transformation. And this is something for Vegeta, and this is for Vegeta only, and this is what Vegeta needed. So for that, I'll put Ultra Ego in A tier up there, because Vegeta fans were eating good for that. So yeah, I think it's a really good transformation. It's sick. Hopefully one day we get to see animated sometime soon in a Dragon Ball Super 2. Who knows? But other than that, I'll put an A tier. Next up is Beast Form for Gohan. And personally for me, I'm not really a big fan of Beast Form. It's sick and all, you know, how it's like silver and all that kind of thing. But it's just like, I don't know. I'm just not really a big fan of it. But just for that, I put it down to B tier. It's still good, because there's no transformation in this list that is F tier or lower. Anything. There's no transformations in an F tier. Mainly because it was just out of nowhere. Along with Piccolo, I didn't really feel like the build up and the connection and all that kind of stuff. Just for that, I'll bump it down to B tier. I think we've gotten almost every single transformation on the main canon series, or it's still going to be main canon, one of the other transformations I'm going to talk about. But other ones that are not technically, you know, like, it's kind of like miscellaneous. This one is the False Super Saiyan, and this is a movie exclusive. I think it's the Lord Slug movie, and this is when Goku uses a supposed Super Saiyan transformation against Lord Slug, which turns out it's not really Super Saiyan. That one, it looks sick. It looks pretty cool. It's got the white eyes, the hair's up. There's no transformation. It's just pure aura. But other than that, it looks sick, but it's also not that good, but it's only pure aura. So for that, I'll put it to C tier. Next up is Rose. How can I forget about that? Super Saiyan Rose. This is only exclusive to Goku Black, and I think it looks really sick. Like a pink Super Saiyan form. So I'll put that up there in A tier. It looks sick. It's awesome. The aura, the colors, it's just aesthetically pleasing to look at. So other than that, A tier. Next up is Trunks Super Saiyan Rage transformation. And personally for me, I'm not really a big fan of that. I'm gonna pump it down to C tier. It's not really that cool to look at. As much as, you know, as I said before, white eyes, I think it's just like more intense aura. But it's not really like a special transformation that Trunks had, or I don't know, how do you say it? I don't know what to say, but it's not that cool. It doesn't really look that good. Last but not least is the legendary Super Saiyan transformation, and that is going to be for Broly. And technically, Kale is the first person to use that form in the main canon series, but we all know that transformation is Broly only. And I'm gonna have to put it up there in A tier, the sickest transformation. It's not even a transformation, it's just pure menacing aura. Comparable when I said before, just pure aura to the False Super Saiyan, I'll put the legendary Super Saiyan form in A tier. That is every single Saiyan transformation that I've gone through. What do you guys think? Agree or disagree? I don't care about what you guys say about my opinion. I want to hear what your guys' thought is. And yeah, don't forget to like, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace out.